Those listening on C-SPAN Radio or Sirius XM, this program is carried live on the POTUS Channel 124 every Sunday. Our conversation with former House Speaker Newt Gingrich out with his latest book. He's written 35 total?
Something like that.
The book is titled Vengeance. Let me ask you about taxes, because we heard from House Speaker Paul Ryan that there could be a fourth line in this tax reform plan. And by all estimates, it will create about $2 trillion in economic growth over the next decade, but also expand the deficit by $1 trillion plus. So how do you strike the balance?
Well, I think the number one goal has to be to dramatically accelerate the economy. If you have an economy, this is the weakest economy since the Great Depression, or has been up until Trump was elected under Obama. We've been averaging since 1946 about 3.2 or 3.3% growth a year. Under Obama, we were at like 1.8 or 1.9. The difference doesn't sound like much, but when you have an economy the size of ours, a 1 percentage point difference compounded over 10 years is trillions and trillions of dollars. Now, what does that mean? It means families have more money, small businesses have more money, more Americans have jobs, but it also means states that have a pension crisis have more revenue so they can try to deal with their pensions. There are a lot of different things that make it, in my judgment, this is part of why I was so much for Reagan. I think economic growth in this country is the key to everything else. You can't build the military you need if you're not growing economically. You can't take care of the social services you need if you're not growing economically. And I think I'd rather risk the deficit and have massive economic growth than have a very weak economy and a smaller deficit.
But the nation's debt now in excess of $20 trillion. When do the alarm bells ring?
Well, I'm the only Speaker of the House in your lifetime to balance the budget for 4 straight years. So I can make a good argument that if you reformed the government enough, you would actually get to a balanced budget. But whether or not, they're not going to be able to do that in the next year or two. And they frankly need to win the election of 2018 to have a big enough congressional majority to have the kind of reforms you really need.